Sergeant Pete Simpson. It's my honor and privilege today to serve as Master of Ceremonies as we hire 14 police officers and recognize a new member of our professional staff. To open today's ceremony, I'd like to acknowledge our new mayor of the City of Portland and our police commissioner, Ted Wheeler, who is attending his first hiring ceremony. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We hope to have a lot of these ceremonies this coming year. As I call your name, please step forward and stand to my right with Chief Mike Marshman and remain there until I'm done saying nice things about you. Family members, this is a big room, but if you want to get closer to take a photo of your loved one, please feel free to do so. We believe this ceremony is as much about you as it is about our new hires. So without further ado, the following non-sworn member has been hired as a police records specialist trainee, Ashley Graham. Ashley was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, where she lived until moving to Portland in 2015. She received a bachelor's degree in English from the University of Central Oklahoma in 2012. As both of her parents were police officers in the Oklahoma City Police Department, she's excited and honored to join our law enforcement family. In her spare time, Ashley enjoys reading, watching movies, gardening, being with friends and their dogs, and exploring the Pacific Wonderland. Ashley was hired as a police records specialist trainee in the records division on December 8th, 2016. Thank you. The following individuals are being appointed Portland police officers. When I call your name, please come forward. Jared Abbey. Jared was born in Reading, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Reading High School. During his junior year, Jared enlisted in the United States Army Reserves, where he served as a combat engineer. He later enlisted in the Army National Guard, where he served as a signal support specialist and recon team leader. Jared still serves in the Army National Guard as a staff sergeant. Jared pursued his post-secondary education through Penn State University, and since 2011, he has served as a sworn police officer in the city of Reading, Pennsylvania, where he served as a field training officer and a member of the Honor Guard. Jared was hired as a Portland police officer on January 12, 2017, and looks forward to the opportunity to continue to serve his adopted city of Portland. He is joined today by his brother Mark and sister-in-law Carrie, each of whom he would like to thank for their support. Andrew Braun. Andrew was born in Monterey, California, and was raised in Beaverton and Hillsboro, Oregon, where he graduated from Life Christian High School. Throughout high school, Andrew frequently volunteered at the Oregon Zoo and played soccer as a goalkeeper. Andrew moved to Phoenix to study criminal justice at Grand Canyon University, where he served as the president of the campus chapter of the American Criminal Justice Association. Andrew also made 2 summer outreach trips to Fiji, volunteering in local schools and partnering with a prison ministry, seeking the rehabilitation of offenders through reconciliation with their families and communities. Andrew is presently working towards a master's degree in criminal justice, and he enjoys spending his free time hiking and playing soccer. Joe Caller. Joe was raised in Vancouver, Washington, and attended Vancouver Christian High School, where he was active in sports. At the same time, he worked as a lifeguard and earned his Eagle Scout with the Boy Scouts of America. Joe's love for cars led him to Wyotech to learn how to work on cars. When an opportunity arose to have his own construction company, he followed those dreams until the housing market crashed. After going back to working on cars, he decided he wanted to change his career and follow a calling in law enforcement. He returned to college to receive his Associates of Arts degree from Clark College in Vancouver. Joe has been married to Allie for 10 years. They have 2 young children, Breely and Brooks. Joe loves to spend time in the outdoors hunting and fishing. He teaches a fishing group at his church and would like to spend some free time being a guide. Joe is accompanied by his family and friends who have helped him reach his goal to become a police officer. Katie Cogswell. Katie was born in Modesto, California, and graduated from Turlock High School in Turlock, California. She then enlisted in the United States Coast Guard and was a law enforcement boarding officer until she was honorably discharged in 2010. After the Coast Guard, Katie earned her bachelor's degree in sociology from American Military University and is currently pursuing her master's degree in public administration. Katie continued her career in law enforcement in 2012 when she was hired as a federal police officer by the Department of Veterans Affairs in Portland. Katie spent 4 years in the federal service as a police officer, where she held assignments as a field training officer and a physical security specialist. During her free time, Katie enjoys snowboarding and hiking. She is joined today by her boyfriend, Micah. David Getch. David was born and raised in Youngstown, Ohio, and graduated from Liberty High School. He went on to achieve a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, summa cum laude, from Youngstown State University in 2010. David also completed an internship with the U.S. Marshals Service during this time. Following completion of the police academy, David was employed full-time by the Boardman Township Police Department for 4 years. David is joined today by his fiancée, Rebecca Parker, and now resides in Portland. Laurel Green Mitchell. Laurel was born and raised in the suburbs of Chicago and moved to Oregon along with her family in 1996. Laurel graduated from Tigard High School and went on to attend the University of Oregon for both college and law school. After graduating from the University of Oregon School of Law in 2010, Laurel moved to New York City to serve as an assistant district attorney prosecuting crimes in the Bronx. She worked in general crimes, domestic violence, and narcotics. Laurel resigned from her position this past December in order to pursue her career as a Portland police officer. Laurel is joined today by her husband Gabriel, daughter Lucy, parents Ivy and David, and in-laws Miriam and Tom. Yurgelum Guild. Yurgelum was born in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and was adopted by his American parents and became a U.S. citizen in 1993. Yurgelum attended middle school in Madagascar and high school in Kiev, Ukraine, where he met his future wife, Mandy. After high school, Yurgelum moved to Portland, where he attended Mount Hood Community College studying business administration. Yurgelum transferred to Concordia College and earned his BA in marketing in 2011. Yurgelum and his wife Mandy became parents to their daughter Ayana Sarul Guild this past October. Yurgelum is joined today by his wife, his daughter, parents, extended family, and friends, all of whom have been very supportive in this endeavor. Garrett Hemmerlin. Garrett was born in Prescott, Arizona, and graduated from Chief Stealth High School in Seattle, Washington. Garrett then enlisted in the Texas Army National Guard and simultaneously pursued his post-secondary education at Texas A&M University, Corpus Christi. While attending college, he enrolled in the Reserve Officer Training Corps, and upon graduation, Garrett received his Bachelor of Science degree as well as a commission as a second lieutenant. Garrett looks forward to the opportunity to serve his adopted city of Portland as a police officer. He is joined today by friends and family, each of whom he would like to thank for their support. Huntley Miller. Huntley was born and raised in Portland, graduating from Lincoln High School's International Studies Center. He went on to Linfield College in McMinnville, where he earned his bachelor's degree in international business with a minor in Latin American studies in 2001. Huntley is fluent in Spanish. Huntley was a volunteer reserve police officer for the Milwaukee Police Department for a short period of time before being hired full-time by the Newburgh-Dundee Police Department in 2004. Huntley became an instructor for his former department in several disciplines, including firearms, reality-based training, and active shooter response. He is also currently a part-time firearms instructor at DPSST. Huntley was assigned as a motorcycle officer in 2007 for the Newburgh-Dundee Police Department. During this time, he became a police motorcycle instructor and eventually the lead instructor for the West Metro Motor Training Group. Over his nearly 10 years on motors, he earned several riding awards from the North American Motor Officers Association, including twice winning Top Honda Rider. In 2014, Huntley was presented with a life-saving award by the Oregon Peace Officers Association. Huntley was hired as a Portland police officer on January 12, 2017. He is joined today by his wife of 11 years, Emily, their two daughters, Sophia and Abigail, his parents, Marcia and Eric Miller, and extended family and friends. We're going out of order.
No, apparently Jake already has a badge.
We're going to Jeremiah Miller.
No.
Jeremiah Miller, right? Jeremiah Miller. Come on up. Jeremiah was born in Glendale, Arizona, and grew up in Phoenix. He attended North Canyon High School in Phoenix and Shengzhou Senior Middle School in Shengzhou, China. Jeremiah moved to Portland in 2012 to attend Lewis and Clark and to explore the Pacific Northwest. He returned to China in 2014 to continue his studies of Chinese linguistics and history and to advance his study of international affairs. He graduated in 2016 from Lewis and Clark with a bachelor's degree in international affairs. Jeremiah is excited to make Portland his new home and pursue his love of backpacking and climbing in beautiful Oregon. Jeremiah is joined today by his parents Daniel and Joan and many friends.
We are a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Officer Ramsey has.
But he's not up yet.
He's not up yet.
You're out of order. Come on. Rafael Perez.
We need a spare one.
Yeah. Some days he wants to give up his own badge. Rafael was born in New York City and grew up in Brooklyn. Rafael moved to Valley Stream, New York, where he attended Valley Stream High School, where he played baseball, basketball, and track and field. He went on to attend Briarcliff College in Bethpage, New York, where he earned his bachelor's degree in criminal justice and continued to play baseball. While in college, Rafael volunteered with several different charities, including the annual Diabetes Walk and the Breast Cancer Walk. After graduating in 2011, Rafael continued to play baseball until he enlisted in the U.S. Army, where he served as a military police officer. In 2015, Rafael got the opportunity to accomplish one of his goals when he was sworn in as a New York City police officer. Rafael recently moved to Oregon for a change of pace and for his beautiful girlfriend Marley, who joins him here today. During his free time, he can be found playing basketball or enjoying his newfound love for CrossFit. Jake Ramsey. Before we start Jake's bio, I would like to invite up his grandfather, retired FBI agent Kirk Lighthall. Jake's grandfather is going to be up here and present him with his badge as well. Jake was born in Littleton, Colorado, and graduated from Columbine High School in 2011. Later that year, Jake enlisted in the United States Marine Corps, where he served as an attack helicopter mechanic, a firearms instructor, and was deployed overseas. Last October, Jake received his honorable discharge from the Marine Corps at the rank of sergeant. Jake has pursued his post-secondary education through Palomar College in San Marcos, California, and the College of the Desert in Palm Springs, California. Since November, Jake has served as a non-sworn senior administrative specialist with the Portland Police Bureau. Jake looks forward to the opportunity to continue serving his adopted city of Portland as a police officer. He is joined today by friends and family whom we'd like to thank for their support. Sean Scott. Sean was born in Portland and grew up in Milwaukee, Oregon. He graduated from Milwaukee High School and went on to attend Whitworth University, graduating in 2012 with a bachelor's degree in sociology. Sean played football for Whitworth during his 4 years in college. After college, Sean was hired by the Washington State Department of Corrections, where he served as a correctional officer and was later hired as a community corrections officer. Sean met his fiancée while she was studying in Portland from Brazil. They were recently engaged in December, and they plan on getting married later this year. Sean is joined today by his fiancée, Kezia, and his parents, Norm and Marilyn. One more. Consider Vosu. Consider was born and raised in Duluth, Minnesota. He received his bachelor's degree from the University of Minnesota and his master's degree from New York University in 2005. After college, Consider worked in the fields of education, media, and social work. He recently was a stakeholder in an international media company, but left to realize his lifelong dream of public service as a police officer. Relatively recent arrivals to Portland, Consider and his family are delighted to call Oregon home. They spend their free time exploring the wilderness and coastline of the Pacific Northwest, as well as cycling and gardening. Consider is joined today by his sons Silas and Epson and their mother, Bonnie. Mary Hull Caballero, City Auditor, will now administer the oath of office for police officer. I think they can stand right there. It'd be great.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jared Miller,
Do solemnly affirm.
do solemnly affirm
I will support the constitutions
I will support the constitutions
of the United States and of the state of Oregon,
of the United States and the state of Oregon,
the charter of the city of Portland and its laws.
the charter of the city of Portland and its laws.
I will faithfully, honestly, and ethically
I will faithfully, honestly, and ethically
perform my duties
perform my duties
as officer,
as officer,
Bureau of Police,
Bureau of Police,
during my continuance therein.
during my continuance therein.
Congratulations.
Chief Marshman would now like to say a few words. Chief.
Thank you.
We truly are a well-oiled machine. The last officer to have his badge has now an assistant chief badge. We'll fix it. All right. So, but good morning. Thanks for everybody for coming here today. This is another really, truly, honestly great day for the Portland Police Bureau. So before this meeting celebration here, a few of us met our new officers upstairs in our personnel division, kind of get to know them a little bit. It's as you just heard Pete read their bios, it's an exceptional group of new hires once again. So hats off to our personnel division. But I really want to take right now a time to thank the families. They've had a remarkable achievement to get here. It's not easy, but they couldn't do it by themselves. So really I want to thank you all, the family and friends, for helping them get here. So that's. So this is truly an amazing time to start a policing career. You know, 25 years or so ago, and a lot of us who stand in the back for these ceremonies now started, you know, homicide rates were higher, crime rate was higher, and we were closing drug houses. Now these new officers face livability crimes, social disorder, a mental health system that's, you know, not up to par yet. That's a big challenge for them. Society is becoming more complex, and policing is just different now than it was 25 years ago. I have all the faith in the world that these new officers today will tackle those challenges in the future. 25 years from now, you know, they'll probably be in this room. I'm curious to know 25 years from now what the new challenges will face. But policing is different than 25 years ago. It's more complex. As you heard by their bios, the city of Portland is in really, really good hands. You know, on a lighter note, 'cause they were kind of nervous this morning, trying to talk to them. You know, no questions. They just didn't want to ask questions. It's like, you know, 25 years ago, it was like coffee and donuts, right? Seriously, it's just cop stuff. Bad cop, no donut. We've heard that, right? Coffee and donuts. We're changing. It's like non-fat lattes and gluten-free scones. You know, so we're getting there. Things are better. So I told the new officers today, you know, with that small backdrop, 3 goals for them. You know, the first goal is always, always, always work on building community relationships. That's the number one goal. The second goal is always work on this organization's, the Police Bureau's, internal legitimacy. And the third goal is work on accountability measures. You know, the common thread between that is, I mean, you're always working. You're always going to be working. So I'm going to briefly touch on those three goals, but I'm going to take them a little bit out of order because I think you have to think of them that way. So internal legitimacy. What do I mean by internal legitimacy? You know, that's us now. It's you now. Simply put, if we don't get our act together, so to speak, inside these walls, how can we perform well outside these walls? We're doing very, very well inside, but you got to have your house in order before you go outside. I said to these new officers this morning, they are the new leaders of the organization. You know, we're all officers here. We got to take care of one another first to be able to take care of the community properly. So don't forget that one. Second, the accountability piece. This is just a difficult job. You will soon see, not to be a downer today, but you'll soon see crime and some of the horrific things that humans can do to humans. It's a tough job. You'll see people at their saddest moments, at their maddest moments, when we're at their worst, and you go to those calls day in, day out. The problem with that is, and we talked this morning, is once that becomes your reality, you can begin to superimpose that negativity of what we're sending you out there to do. That could be your new norm. So you all had a huge impact for them to get here today. Your job's not done yet. What you need to do for them and for us is balance their lives. I've told them, do not make this job your identity. Give this job 100%, but don't make it who you are. You got to balance your life. Have friends outside his profession. Talk to folks outside his profession and balance it. It's an interesting job. It's a super rewarding job. But if you balance it, you'll be happy, just as happy when you retire 25, 30 years from now as you are today. I've seen it done. You can do it, but it's going to take family too. So when they call you, just listen. Talk them through it. It's good. You also, with accountability, now that you're police officers, we're going to teach you, and some of you have already been police officers, there's 635,000 people outside these walls relying on you. Soon, we're going to teach you, and you'll have an amazing amount of authority. You'll have the ability to take somebody in this town and move them from one place to another against their will, whether you're arresting them or it's a civil hold. The community is entrusting you with an amazing amount of power. Don't forget that, and don't take that lightly. That's huge. Do not get used to it. Again, it's that balance. When you walk into a place with this uniform on, you are that authority figure. That's good, but there's also some negative baggage that comes with that. It's an amazing amount of power to entrust helping out the community. Just do not forget that. So, it's only been, I know the mayor's here and I appreciate him coming in. It's 26 days into the new year. We've had snowstorms, ice storms, black ice, flooding, landslides, maybe even a protest or two, or three. I really want to thank the Bureau members, especially our non-sworn staff. We canceled days off. They worked really, really hard. This Bureau worked like a well-oiled, fine Swiss watch for the community. Super proud of them. I also want to thank the mayor for his leadership through this. He was out at the Emergency Communications Center with us for these protests, and things, in my opinion, just went very, very well. I think the community should be proud of that, but the organization, I'm extremely proud of them. They worked very, very hard and very, very well. So I want to thank them for that. So with that said, how do I paint a picture for you of what it means to be a police officer? They have great bios. The reasons why they came here are just exemplary. I mean, they have a heart for service, and that's good. And I was trying to think, what am I going to say to this new group? So I don't want to give redundant speeches, right? Don't want to be a broken record. Then Saturday, we had the Women's March. 100,000+ people in this town. I literally have never seen that many people downtown at one time. Impressive sight. One of our officers was getting coffee before the march. And he's in line, and a woman came up to him and said, I'd like to buy you coffee. And he goes, thanks, appreciate it, really do, but I've got it. Yeah, but thank you. She goes, no, I really need to buy you coffee. I really want to do this. She goes, hey, I'm good, thank you, go enjoy the march, we're good. She starts tearing up. And when I first heard this story, I started tearing up, actually. She starts tearing up, and she goes, no, you don't understand. I was in the Boston Marathon bombing and witnessed it and was traumatized by it. She was right there. She said to this officer, I've been watching the Portland Police Bureau handle crowds and do your day-to-day work. She said, because of that, I actually feel comfortable coming down and being in this crowd today. That's why we're here. That's it. I asked the officer, did you get her name? No. Did you get her picture? No. So somebody out there, right, felt comfortable enough to go downtown and be in a crowd of 100,000 people, and I'm sure she's living that day of being in a Boston Marathon bombing. I mean, that's why we are here to do what we do, to serve the community. And there's a lot of stories out there that you're never going to hear. That's just amazing to me. So this job, I've told them it's super rewarding. You're going to see things you've never experienced. You're going to meet people it's just amazing stories you'll have. But you're going to have the opportunity to serve. And if you do it right, and I have trust that you will, when you're done with your career, you'll be a better person than you are now today. Not that you're bad. You'll be a better person than you are today, not because of what you did for the community, but for what the community did for you. I really believe that. That's all I've got. This is really your day. It's their day. Please help me congratulate them one more time.